Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Let's bring everybody
Happy
on.
Halloween.
Hello.
Hello.
I like that. It's fun.
So
I
Trish,
decided I would bring.
I think Trisha May got bit by the dog man last week, and things have changed in her household.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, you
Got
notice Doug's not
infected.
behind.
I didn't do it.
Yeah. I like
Oh, there
my
he
new
is.
hair though. I like my new hair and my new contacts and I got this nice nose job going on and I look ferocious, man.
So did everybody have a good Halloween?
Yeah, it was good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Kids got lots of candy and trashed my house, and I got chocolate in my floor and all the normal stuff.
Oh. Ours didn't start out as well as I would have liked it to, but it paid off in the long run. They changed things up in our town, and they were having a car show in the town. Normally they shut off the road in the town, and you have to go around. And they have like trunk or treat there and stuff like that, and a car show and all kinds of stuff. Well, this year they separated it, and they supposed to have the trunk or treat at this Lions Park, and they were having a car show downtown. And like we went to the trunk or treat thing, and there wasn't hardly nobody there.
Uh,
My boy just got like a handful of candy, and so we took him to this church, and he come out of there with a whole bag. I mean, a big old bag, full of candy from the church. And so then we went and did a street in the town on the way back through, and he wound up about a bag and a half of candy.
yeah.
So
Katie went trick or treating on her horse.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
Wow.
I'm
That's
gonna try and show you. I don't know how well it's gonna show up on the computer screen.
Oh,
Yeah,
Apparently not good. Oh,
huh?
that's cool. That is
Yeah.
cool.
Well guys, I'm gonna show you guys my actual Halloween costume. You guys ready for it?
She was an Oopa Loopa from Willy Wonka, and she did her own saddle. She sewed it, and the horse was Willy Wonka with the purple on the saddle. So
Huh? I'll be darned. Yeah, let's see that costume there, Trisha.
See?
Oh my God! Put it back on. Put it back on. Lord have mercy. Lord
oh
have
my
mercy.
gosh, I'm legally blind, and that's crazy.
I went from this to Freddy Krueger. Imagine that.
Hey, he got his star on the Walk of Fame today on Halloween.
Oh, did he get it? I seen it. I seen how he was going to get it. He deserves it. He give us some good years, some good scares, because I loved every one of the Freddy movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some good stuff right there. Let's see here. If ain't nobody talking in chat tonight, I guess they don't love us.
Oh, they'll be on
I
in
must
just
be
a
busy.
minute. They'll be on in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did trunk or treat, and of course we did it in front of the funeral home and passed out candy, because my mom and my husband both work at the funeral home, and there was a lot of kids that come out there.
Yeah, I mean that's a good. The funeral home service is a good business. I mean, business is kind of dead, but I mean it's still steady.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're dying to get in there.
Yeah, they're just dying to get in there. We're going to hell for talking like that.
Yeah.
So Trisha had something interesting happen to her.
Okay.
I don't know if she shared this with you, but Trisha, tell you what one of our followers did.
All right, so
No.
do you remember? Okay, so James and Leslie was with us last Sunday, in the LBL, and I took him up to Downs 2 Cemetery. We went down to the chimney where that story
Yeah.
above these creatures coming up out of this chimney and going to the trees.
Mm.
They left right after that. They didn't go down to Jones Creek with us. Well, I went to Jones Creek and I was filming, walking in, and I didn't see this thing. I didn't see it, but I wasn't paying attention because I was focusing on the area where we got the picture of Ed, the first dog man.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I got back home. Well, I was taking pictures in there. I got back home, looked at my photos, and I have 2 pictures timestamped for 10/26/25 at 4:28 p.m. Both of them
Yeah.
are timestamped. I double-clicked my
Right.
camera that was, recording. And you can see what appears to be a dog man in the tree in one position, and then the next picture at the same time, it changed position. Well, I got home, I uploaded all that, I posted the video the next day of us walking in, and comments kept blowing up. And this lady goes, "That's a giant. Did you not see that to your right?" So I'm like, what is this woman talking about? So I go and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, my eyes could be playing tricks on me. I've been staring at this picture for like 3 days now. Let me just send this to my dad. I see something, but let me just get other people, to see if they see something. Well, I sent it to my dad, and Randy took a look at it, and I'll be damned. It's another one up in this tree. This tree would have been about 6 foot away from me. It was up in a tree about 6 foot away from me.
I'm trying to get it up here. Let's see.
That's how close. Close.
Right there it is. I got it on the screen now.
But yes, I really appreciate that follower for, that was a really good find. And this is like I was saying this morning on my little short Facebook video that I did. Every time we go in, we always come out with something. And sometimes
Yeah.
we see something and we post a video or pictures about it, and somebody else sees something else. So we're seeing like 2 or more things in these pictures and videos.
Yeah.
So it was just really interesting, and I really appreciated. I don't even know her name. I can get it real fast, give her a shout out because she's probably following us, and I'd like to give her a shout out for that. Let's see here. Bear with me just 1 second. Oh, what was her name? Let me just click on the video. But her name was Mel. Mel, if you're watching this, I really appreciate you catching that. That was a really good find. Really, really good find. But it blew my mind. That was 2 in the same day that I got photos of.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. I believe it was 2 that you saw the day that we went in there. Because when you look at those pictures, both of them look different. Obviously snout, long arms, ears, eyes. But no, the one looked like it had like a silverish line going down like a lighter silver or lighter black line going down the nose. And then the next one, solid black. So it's interesting. It's very interesting.
Sure is. Leslie, James, how'd y'all like your shirts? I see, James, you got yours on.
Yeah, he's got his on, and
Yeah, I've
I've
been
got.
wearing mine around.
Yeah, I wore mine. Sometime today, yesterday,
Earlier,
today.
yeah, earlier today.
Yeah,
I just ain't taking mine off yet.
I
I've been
got
lazy.
cold. I got cold.
This is the new one. This is the new one right
I
here.
like.
So,
I'm gonna have to get.
and
I gotta purchase me a hoodie because I gotta have a hoodie. I had weight
Yeah,
loss
just-
surgery March 31st, and since I've lost almost 100 pounds 31st, apparently I have bones in my I freeze now. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
get me and purchase a hoodie.
you'll have that. Hey,
Yeah.
listen, get you a hoodie, whatever color that you want to have it done on. Take it down there to CNG and drop it off. Tell Cindy who you are and who you're with, and I'll have Trisha or myself. One of us will give her a call and tell her you're going to bring one down, and we'll get her to do it up. She might even be able to get the sleeves done with Monsters Unleashed on the arms or something.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'm good with that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
apparently I freeze all the time now, so I didn't before.
I just sent you the little welcome to the team video that we took in the LBL. I don't know if you want to show it. It's a nice little
Who,
video.
me?
Yeah,
Would you send it to me on?
Facebook.
Books of
Let's
Faces.
see here.
It was raining, but it
I
was
ain't got
good.
I ain't got it. You sure you didn't send it to somebody else?
Nope, I'm looking. It's you.
Well, I ain't got it.
It's a little slow.
I'm refreshing here. Nope, I ain't got it. Oh, here it comes.
No.
It's slow. It's
There-
Halloween. Halloween's my favorite holiday. I'm just saying.
Mine too.
Mine too.
Yep.
It's
I
where
agree.
I'm in my aura when it's.
I told her one of these days I'm gonna do what I've always wanted to do my whole life: grow the hair out, grow the beard out more. Well, not
hair
like
is
what the
growing.
goatee is, but the whole beard, and come out like a werewolf.
So
Because I got enough hair for it. So
he did have the beard and the shave.
Well, let's see here. Let me try to get my screen share going here. Let's see. That's not it.
I apologize if I'm eating on camera. I'm starting. I haven't ate all day, and we've been gone all day.
Yeah, well,
us too.
about an hour ago, I was like, I forgot to eat. And then I was like, I think I need to eat. So we just ate ourselves about an hour ago. I could take 3 or 4 bites. And I was like, well, I guess I'm full.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Let's see here.
had 80% of my stomach cut out. So I can only do about 3 or 4 ounces of food for the day.
Oh wow.
Oh gosh.
It's crazy.
Oh, here's this video.
I know them people.
Well,
Wow, I don't even
it worked.
recognize myself. That's crazy.
I look bigger than you in this video.
Oh my gosh. Wow, look.
Uh,
I've never seen myself on film like that. That's crazy.
Look how small you look compared to me.
It's the jacket.
Today we are presenting with the results.
My leg.
Thank you. Welcome to the team.
Woohoo! I'm such a dork.
Y'all see that? I just caught a Sasquatch behind him.
This is James. This is Russ.
Big old Sasquatch truck.
Oh yeah, I see that big Sasquatch.
Yeah.
mm.
It's got red eyes like the dog man.
Yeah.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah.
That was a cool day.
Yay.
I was excited.
Yeah, we had a good time. We had a really good time. Found some very interesting things. Actually, we were watching a video, me and my dad, the other day, and I think it was Hellbent Holler. they found this massive asshole. I mean, it was massive, and there was brick around it and in it. And I told my dad, I said, "Damn, that really looks like that well that James found."
That was
Except
so
it was
crazy.
it was smaller, but it
Yeah.
looked identical to the one that they found, except for the one that they found was much larger. But
Yeah, it was huge.
there was a lot of similarities. So
But
they had a good time.
Yeah, the well was crazy, the cemetery was crazy, and that tree was crazy.
Yeah.
hey, if y'all don't mind, let's pay some bills real quick.
All right.
Let's go for it.
Yep.
Out in Clarksville where the needles spin, you can hear that rhythm of work again. Every thread they pull is a story told, stitching legends in red, white, and gold. There's a flag on the wall and dust on the floor, a radio humming old songs of war. Cindy and Nick just keep that pace, hand in hand in a small town place. They don't talk big, they don't need the praise, just a steady hand and honest days. Every logo, every name they press, built with faith and nothing less. Stitched in legend, made with pride, thread of hope in a veteran's life. From the woods we roam to the merch we wear, Hanji's touches everywhere. Yeah, stitched in legend, thread by thread, stories woven from the things we've said, from monsters unleashed to the hearts we wed. Stitched in legend. There's a hum of a machine and the smell of steam, where craft and faith build every dream. They sew our patches and print our signs, turning wild ideas into pride that shines. From the first shirt worn to the last one sold, they treat each order like it's stitched in gold. In a world of cheap and factory made, they're the real thing that never fades. They don't just make merch, they make meaning. Every thread a memory, every stitch a promise. Can't slide solo bills gently. Stitched in legend, made with grace, hands that honor this holy place. From Clarksville light to the mountain's edge, Angus faith won't ever wedge. Yeah, stitched in legend, thread by thread, their work will outlive all the trends ahead. From the heart of the South where the prayers are said, stitched in legend. From Clarksville to woods we tread, from Clarksville to woods we tread. From Clarksville to woods we tread.
There we go. Yeah, we getting that merch. We getting that merch. They working on getting our website, and we'll have it up, and we'll be able to put out some of that merch. Dawn, we got to get you your shirts too.
Yeah, I need to.
So we got to get those to you.
That's what I usually do when I travel around. When I went to the gorge and stuff, I would take my own shirt, and then I take Mike's, the Night Stalker shirt, and when I do my pictures, I do everybody's, kind of like promotional.
Oh yeah. But and I got to work on getting some tumblers done too to get out to y'all. So those tumblers are nice. They really are. I love mine. I
Yeah.
drink.
Well, I told Leslie if she can get a tumbler, I could take it to Cindy and get it engraved. So I believe we're gonna.
Yeah, the
There
tumblers
gonna
are
be
the
any
big,
hats?
are the big water ones. You know, you can get like the 32 ounce or the 40 ounce water bottles, or just
Oh,
whatever.
wow.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah, yeah, they're
Yeah,
nice.
because I have to drink the water.
Me too. That's when I'm walking. I'll do a 10-mile hike, but I have to have my water. When you're talking about losing weight, I went from a 14 to a size 4, and I freeze to death. I literally freeze.
Well, I didn't realize I was a 3XL and I've gone down from 3XL in March, and this is 7 months, and I'm down to a 12, 14.
I took Majora because I'm diabetic, and I've had open heart surgery. And they put me on Majora, and now my sugar is perfect. And I just take that one shot a week. But literally, you can't eat. And I didn't realize how cold you get. I mean, I'm like,
I didn't either.
it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, it's literally crazy. It's like, oh my, I got my electric blanket out, and I sleep on my electric blanket.
I'm on that Manjaro
Yeah.
also.
It worked for me. Like I took it, and in the first month, I lost like 25 pounds. And I was 45 units of Lantus, 15 units of Novolog, 2 metformin, and 2 glyburide a day, and my sugar would still be 300 and 400.
Yeah,
Literally.
mine was too. Mine
And
was too.
now mine is perfect. My pancreas is working again. I don't have to take blood pressure medicine. I have to take cholesterol medicine. All the other meds are gone, and I can literally walk a 10-mile hike. And
Yeah, that was the first time I was able to walk without problems.
Yeah.
And I was like very proud of myself. That's another thing I think God allowed me to go through that surgery to lose weight, because he knew that we were going to meet, even though we didn't know we was going to meet, and we was going to be outdoors more and be able to do more. And I'm very thankful for that. So
I've always been in the woods and stuff, but it was to the point that, and I couldn't move around the way I wanted to. I couldn't go where I wanted to. And now, heck, the kids have to try to keep up with me. So
yeah,
it is, the Majora really works. I could not believe that. It's like, where was that before I had heart surgery? Give it to me then.
Yeah.
but
They gonna
But,
make any hats?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we're working on the hats too.
I got hats coming tomorrow, and the leather patches are already made. I just gotta take them and have them put on there. So yeah, they're camo too, like the old camo, like the good camo.
the good kind, yeah.
Yeah, the old BDU pattern instead of all that digital crap they have now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Me and Doug was talking about that the other night because we were looking at my vest and something else, and we were watching a movie, and I'm like, I don't understand that camo. I said, it just looks pixelated. And he goes, yeah. He goes, now imagine being somewhere that looks like El Paso and wearing that. You ain't going to blend in. You're going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Oh.
I said, yeah. And I said, some of them have like ghillie suits on that. I ain't going to hide them.
Yeah.
He goes, I wonder why they say that. I'm like, me neither. But this is the old camo, and it's really there. They're gonna be nice hats, really nice hats.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm trying to open up a message here real quick. I want to play y'all something that I'm excited about. There we go. In 2 weeks, we got a gentleman coming on the show. Now, we have the Vogel brothers coming up Saturday.
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
and they're
he's a
going to
good.
be that's going to be a good show. And
Is that
then we
tomorrow?
have yeah, it actually
Yeah,
is
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah, it's Eric.
Yeah.
He's great because I've talked to him for a few years now, and if I want to ask him something, he's a researcher, and him and his brother is like really very, very attuned, and he's given me a lot of advice and different stuff, and he's a good guy. You'll like him.
So let me play this right here for y'all. Let me bring this up. I got to bring up my Facebook. So, but that's Mr. Mike Miller. He's going to be on here in 2 weeks. And that first clip that I played for you was right by Donna's house.
Yeah, he. Those are some of my guys that you're hearing there. I think that one we were back in the cornfield. I think that's where it was, which I'm not going to say anything because that's all Mike's story. But I don't do. We do different things. But yeah, I've seen it. He's a big guy, and I've seen him move pretty fast when before. So he has but he's been coming here for over 10 years, and he had a series, Terror in the Woods, hunted by Bigfoot. He came here and went to a cemetery, and they literally ran him out. You know, it was pretty hairy, and but he's been coming back. He hangs in there. He's a good guy, and he's got some really really good vocals and different things. So he's very interesting guy. You'll like him too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can't wait. I'm really excited for it, and everything. And I plan on next week. I will be going in Friday into the Yari National Forest here in North Carolina. Don, I'd already told you this, and I'm hoping to meet up with Sasquatch, a group called Sasquatch Recon, and they're getting to be a pretty big thing in this area. But they go in there every week. But I'm going in to do a follow-up investigation on an area that Hellbent Holler went into, and Morris Mountain. And they got some really, really good vocalizations there on Morris Mountain. So I would play it, but they've been having problems with people, copyright problems with people using their videos and stuff. So I want to respect them on that aspect of it. But
Yeah, I've kind of had that problem myself, so I know exactly what you're talking about. So,
yeah. So I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do a day visit with Sasquatch Recon, and I'm going to do a night investigation by myself in that campground. And
oh, you're
I
going
will
by
be,
yourself? You're going to be alone?
I'm going to be alone.
Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be totally alone, if you know what I mean.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I'm going to go in there for that. And they got vocalizations of a Sasquatch that was traveling across the mountain, and they actually drove like 3.7 miles around the mountain and come up the other side to another campground, and they picked up on it when it crossed over the mountain
Mhm.
and got vocalizations all down through there. And I don't know what was going on, but it was extremely pissed off.
Oh, yeah. I have one, which I have to get it out, and I'll let you hear it. But he sounds like literally like a freight train. The screams go on and on and on so loud.
Yeah.
And that's when the trees were coming over, and yeah, he was not happy that night, and he was really letting everybody know it.
Well, we haven't got any vocalizations yet. The only vocalizations that we've got was those howls, and I mean we are certain that was Dogman. After going through and comparing, hell, we even compared them right here on the show.
Mhm.
And after going through
Yeah.
and comparing them, it's absolutely Dogman howls.
The watchers they actually can make vowel sound. They'll do like the ooh. You'll hear, you
Yeah.
can hear the tone change. So where the others are more like the wolf howl and the more animal growl.
Whatever it was there that night, it really liked me. It really did. It really liked me. And every time I did some sort of vocalization, we got some kind of response in some
Yeah.
way. It was like
Hell yeah.
it was all around us. They were all around us there in that cemetery. There was movement all around us.
Mhm.
And Night Vision Paranormal was there. They can tell you. Every time I did a howl vocalization, they were in something in the weeds.
Yeah.
And they were just all around us. And we had that tent. We had a canopy set up because it was raining, and we had a light underneath of that so we could see to mess with our equipment. Wasn't a super bright light, but it was a light nonetheless. And it's like it wasn't coming in. And I believe they knew they could pick up that we had infrared cameras there, so we could see the whole cemetery on the infrared cameras. So they wasn't coming out onto that. But at one point, Jill, Billy's wife there with Night Vision Paranormal, she about jumped in my lap because something right over beside of us moved in the weeds, and it was big. I mean, it made a hell of a noise.
Yeah.
And she about come unglued. And then we got vocalizations of a scaredy cat too. It's
Well,
like
I was not
when the
scared.
dog man started howling, that scaredy cat started going, "Oh shit! Oh shit!
No,
Oh
okay,
shit!"
Yeah.
Scared. I was
Yeah.
not scared. It was the fact that we were actually hearing this. Because I'm going to be honest, I didn't believe in this thing when we went in there.
I won't be honest. I was scared. I jumped up and grabbed the fucking axe handle, and I was about ready to go out swinging. So,
I
I've
just,
seen that.
when I heard it, like my body went into shock, and I was just like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Holy shit!" And instead of like moving away from where it was coming from, no, I moved towards it.
you know why she moved towards it?
I know what
Donna?
I'm thinking.
You know why she moved towards it?
Why?
Because that's where the truck was at.
I have seen a lot of people move very quickly, and I've heard a lot of language. Well, like you're talking about Mike, they literally have rocks thrown at them. that went through his Jeep top and damaged. It broke. They after I started going, it was funny because after I started going out with them, the rocks quit getting thrown at them.
Yeah.
And the one lady, Bev, she's like, you know what? It's strange because since Donna's not with us, we don't get them rocks thrown at us like that anymore. And she's looking at me. She's like, it's because of you. But when they do their calls, they use the wolf. It's like a challenge. And they were really, there was a bigger group then. And some of that group's not there no more. And, but they had some exciting times, and they are very cautious. When they set up, they're always facing out, so they can jump in the car and get out of there fast. But now what I do is they sit in the chairs. I walk out. I walk out in the darkness, but I'm used to doing that. That's what I do. And I don't, it could be very interesting very quickly. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Well, like I said, when I go in, I'm going to be set up, and I'm going to have my night vision, and we got a new toy. We got a thermal imager, handheld thermal imager. And I'll tell you what, this thing is freaking awesome.
We're
Just take extra batteries. Have extra batteries.
It's rechargeable, and I have a backup power source for it too.
Because that's the first thing they will zap your batteries. The first thing you'll hear that hum, you'll hear that electrical hum.
That energy,
yeah, and you'll feel it, and you'll feel the hair crawling up the back of your neck. And but batteries goes very quickly.
So y'all give me a second. Y'all talk here. Let me find a video real quick. I want to play this for you.
James and Leslie, I'm working on getting us one of those because every time I go in, we find something. Every time.
Yeah.
And if I would have had that the day we were in there, we would have had some of the best footage. Best footage.
Yeah, there's definitely stuff
We
around.
probably could have caught Victor. I'm still upset about Victor.
We did catch Victor.
We did.
I don't care.
We did catch Victor.
Victor was there. We heard Victor.
We saw him move. It's just he wasn't in the picture, even though that picture looked like it. I mean, that picture was very.
It was so fast. It was so fast. There was no way to. We don't heard.
The Winter War began with the Soviet invasion.
It ended up being like you could see the roots behind it from where a tree fell over. You could see the tree laying over to the side. But when you first took the picture and you looked at it, it looks like hair. It looks like eyes. And so that's why it's important for like us to look at it, and then we move it to the next person, and then the next person moves it to the next person. That way you got several different sets of eyes looking at this. Man, I'm telling you, it had my dad believing it was Victor, and then he cleaned it up some. He goes, man, I really hate to tell you this. I really hate to tell you that. I was so excited. So excited. And I already have my Sasquatch, but
the other one that you got, I think we should name him Jonesy because you found it on Jones Creek.
Well, we have Ed, and the Shadow Man, his name's Jones. So I named that one. I named that one Crick, because people in the South they call cricks. So Crick.
Creek.
Now I got to name the one that was apparently 6 foot away from me up in the tree, and I walked directly under it.
It was probably Ed.
It probably was Ed.
Probably was. So listen, I want to open y'all's mind up to this. I don't know if y'all have ever seen this before, but being that it is Halloween and we're talking about spooky stuff, let's play a little video here, okay? And chat, after the video's over, if y'all like to tune in on it too and tell us what you think about it, that'd be great also.
Yeah, Santiago. I'm going to give Santiago a shout out because I know he's in there.
The winter war began with the Soviet invasion of Finland on November 30th, 1939, 3 months after the outbreak of World War II, and ended only 3.5 months later with the Moscow Peace Treaty on March 13th, 1940. But why was the war over so quickly? What happened to the Soviet army that had them so shaken? When legends and folklore connect in a historical context, the story becomes even more bizarre. One of these theories of the war is steeped in pagan folklore and is, as of yet, unproven through research and documentation. Although the little evidence that was available makes for a compelling case. What really killed over 100 Russian soldiers in the depths of a January winter in 1940? If the Finns killed them in battle, why did they not take credit to bolster home morale, to impress the Germans whom they wanted as an ally, and demoralize their enemies? How could so many Soviet soldiers have been killed in a battle without any Finnish casualties?
Hello, I'm Colin Heaton, a veteran of the United States Army and Marine Corps, former history professor, book author, and welcome to this episode of Forgotten History.
Finland is still a predominantly Lutheran nation, with other Christian and a few Jewish groups. However, there are many Finns, especially among the Sami people in Lapland and in Karelia, who were and are still polytheistic pagans. Believing in shamanism, superstition, and mythology, they worshiped a god called Ukko, and they were a small minority as well as a rather isolated group. Many of the Finnish soldiers still had their superstitions, and some places were deemed mysterious and were to be avoided. Such locations were Badovara Mountain and the Kibini Mountains, which were sacred to the Sami people. The mountains were known for their pagan populations, complete with their own language, religion, superstitions, and folklore. It was one of these superstitions that would take root during the Winter War. The Soviets invaded Finland on November 30th, 1939, and the war ended 3.5 months later. But there was something that happened during that war that has never been explained. Part of that short war was the Battle of the Kola, which lasted from December 7th, 1939 to March 13, 1940, which extended into both the Kola Peninsula and the Karelian Isthmus. The only direct avenue of approach for the Soviets into Finland was through the Karelian Isthmus, a narrow strip of land bordered by mountains and dotted with lakes and rivers, or they could come across the White Sea into the Kola Peninsula with Red Army units based in Murmansk driving in from the north. The Finnish army of 160,000 men faced an invading Soviet army consisting of about 450,000 soldiers and 2,000 tanks. The Finns planned on making Karelia a choke point, a bottleneck from which they could block, starve, and kill the communists. As the war started, the Finns faced the onslaught of the Soviet 8th Red Army, commanded by Ivan Nikitich Khabarov, and they stopped the massive force, inflicting heavy casualties on several occasions. However, some small units managed to get through specific areas successfully, but they also took heavy losses. The Battle of Toboljarvi on December 12, 1939, was part of a larger Battle of Kola. It was the first major Finnish victory of the war and came at a crucial time for the morale of the entire Finnish military and the nation at large. Its importance to not only the fighting on the northern shore of Lake Ladoga forced the Soviets to also launch a mass attack into the Kola Peninsula as a flanking maneuver. As a result of these setbacks, Khabarov was removed from his post on December 13, 1939, and replaced by Spanish Civil War and Russo-Japanese War 1938 veteran Colonel General Grigory Mikhailovich Stern. The Finnish 12th Division, commanded by Colonel Lauri Taveti Tiainen until January 31, 1940, was quite successful, and then he was succeeded in command by Antero Svensson. The 12th Division was part of 4 Corps, commanded by Major General Johan Valdemar Hagelin, a World War I veteran and a seasoned commander. Tiainen was responsible for placing his 8,000 men along a 70-mile front. As he had limited resources and few men, His plan was to defend key points in strength and set ambushes along the forest trails. The Finns had very few artillery pieces, while the Soviets had several hundred guns of varying calibers. The fight would be one of hit-and-run guerrilla warfare, and the Finns would leave one area open for the Soviets to occupy. This small forested mountain would have been advantageous for either side, especially for artillery. But the deep snow and thick woods made transporting the heavy guns impossible. The Finns had several advantages. They were bred and properly prepared, trained and clothed for the brutal winter. They knew the terrain. They controlled the few unimproved roads. They had excellent snipers, such as Simo Hea, and commandos, such as Roy Alantroni. They also had highly mobile Arctic ski commandos, used as a reconnaissance and harassing force. Also, the Finnish soldiers knew how to live off the land, growing up as stealth hunters and farmers. They could stalk and track game, which is far more difficult than tracking men. Tiananmen decided to control these open avenues of approach, run commando units to hit and run behind the Soviet lines, inflicting whatever damage they could, and constantly harass the enemy. The Soviets had planned a two-pronged attack, up through Karelia and also from the east by pushing through Kola from the north. One of the objectives was the Kabini Mountains, which rise over 3,000 feet and dominate the forested region and valleys below. If the Soviets wanted the mountain, they could have it, for a while. The only way up and down the mountain was by a series of narrow pathways that were controlled by the Finns in the valley below. However, as the story goes, the Soviets were warned not to go to the mountain by the local Sami people. They claimed that bad spirits, demons such as the Otso or Bear Man and the Viransusi, a type of werewolf, lived there. Understandably, the Soviets laughed at such suggestions, believing that the locals were either rubes or trying to dissuade them. Seeing that the approach to the Kabini Mountains was not covered by Finns, a reconnaissance company was sent. Every commander wants to control the high ground. When Finnish scouts saw Soviet patrols scouting around the mountain, they did not molest them. They just watched and counted how many men were in the unit. A company of Soviet infantry of 100 men passed right by a platoon of Finns in perfect winter camouflage, never seeing them as they walked up to the mountain, just passing the Finns hiding away a few yards from their sight. The Soviets took up their positions as an observation unit and waited for their main force to arrive. This is where things took a strange turn. According to the story, an alternative reason why the Finns did not occupy the mountain and let their enemy have it was superstition. The exact date of this event is not recorded, but possibly during the second week of January, 1940, the Finnish forces relaxed in their defensive position, the closest being 1 mile away from the mountain. This gave the Finns perfect visibility to monitor any daylight movement by the Soviets should they come down the mountain and push through the forest and into the valley. Finnish commando teams from the 12th Division consisted of 4 men each, and they were scattered along the forest, each able to fall back if they saw the enemy advance. Eventually, if the Soviets came, each of the several dozen teams would then engage, fall back past the group behind them like a collapsing bag. This was to lure more of the enemy into the final kill zone, while reducing their numbers as they advanced. Wolves and bears were a constant threat to farmers and soldiers, especially in winter. So when the soldiers on both sides heard the mournful howling, they posted lookouts as a precaution. After several nights of minus 20 to 40 below zero without any activity, the quiet of the night was shattered. The sounds of howling, screaming, and gunfire echoed across the valley from the mountain. The Finns wondered which of their units were engaging the enemy. Through 2 nights, they heard battle, clearly rifle and machine gun fire, and explosions such as grenades. As dawn came on the 3rd day, a Finnish patrol went forward slowly, and after a full 2 days came back with a report. What they claimed to have seen was unbelievable. They reported that every Soviet soldier was dead. Men were torn apart, torsos hanging in trees minus arms, heads, and legs. Limbs and heads lay everywhere. The bodies were all contorted on the ground, with some seeming to have been disemboweled. Bodies in a similar condition were buried headfirst into the iron-hard frozen ground, far beneath the meter-deep snow. Spent ammunition casings littered the ground. Frozen blood was everywhere, painting the snow red. Their conclusion was that the firefight must have been furious. But what about the state of the bodies? Weapons did not do that type of damage. Yet the most puzzling thing was, if the enemy fought was a Finnish unit, where were the dead Finns? Why were there no wounded on both sides? Why did this attack or this battle come as a complete surprise to the Finns? This disconcerting situation was, from what very little was known, was probably sent to Stalin. hence his removing of several officers for incompetence. Major General Hagelin's response was supposedly, quote, "They met their fate, however it arrived, and I would decorate the men involved if I knew who they were." The most recent list of the number of Finnish soldiers killed related to the Winter War between November 30th, 1939 and December 31st, 1940, was 16,725 killed in action, with another 3,671 who were badly wounded and died in hospital during that short time period. 1 month, the Soviets lost over 200,000 soldiers in battle, and most due to the weather and the cold. Yet the Soviets would come back to invade Finland again in 1940, and Finland would join Germany as an ally in the massive struggle on the Eastern Front. But these questions still lingered. So who or what killed the Soviet soldiers on that mountain? It was wolves or bears, but the amount of ammunition expended, where were the dead animals? Was there an evil presence, at least for the Soviets, that attacked them, perhaps defending the Finnish people? Did werewolves or werebears exist and kill the soldiers? As crazy as that may sound. This is all supposition, but it does make for an interesting discussion regarding the paradigm, perhaps the end. Thank you for watching Forgotten History. Please click like, subscribe, and share. Send us comments and show ideas, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Until next time.
So that's some crazy stuff right there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a similar story about a Yeti that killed some hikers or campers up on a mountain. Don't remember the name.
That was 100 soldiers
Yeah, that's crazy.
done. And like they said, where's the bodies? If it was the Finns that did it, yeah, where's the animal bodies? I mean,
Yeah.
something supernatural. But it's crazy. But Donna, you know all about the superstitions and stuff like that, and you know what they warned. It said in there that they were warned not to go up there.
Well, it's kind of like my my old legend that they told me of the dogman, of when the dogmen were created to battle the Watchers back with the evil, the Brujas, the evil medicine men. And I actually wrote the story. It tells about, they created the dogmen because no human man could defeat the Watchers. And basically the same thing, and then they were all driven back into the cave and trapped there where they can't re-enter this world. So it's superstition, it's lores, legends, but it's a story that's been handed down. It's basically the same thing. Created them to handle the situation, and and we still have them to this day. So I guess part of the story, I've always questioned, what part is this, and until last year, I'd seen the Watchers my whole life. I've seen them, but I'd never seen the Dogman and if that's what I saw that day when we were on that hike, but there's really no other explanation. I don't know what it was, but it came up on 2 legs and it walked on 2 legs, and it was clearly, it started out with the head of the dog, it looked like a German Shepherd, but it was huge. As the closer I got, the bigger it was. And then over time, here we're having more and more. It's like in 1994, that's when I moved Dad, and when the dog was attacked here. And then, because I talk to everybody, I tell my stories. That's the reason I like getting other people's, opinions or explanation, And they said, what if it wasn't your Watcher that was making all the wreck? It was fighting, but what if it was the Dogman that he was fighting with, and what actually attacked the dogs? Because the way it was bitten and the turf marks, the huge teeth marks in the dog. So could it have been possible that, my Watcher was here and it was fighting a dog man. I said, because I cast the footprints that was in the pig pen. They were 18 inches long. They're like 9 wide or 18 inches long, and they're like this. They're so. All I can tell you is that night, the screams. I've never heard screams like that. I hear howls. I hear them making their little whoopy sounds or whatever. Those screams that night was the most horrendous thing I'd ever heard. And it's different. So, and then I think back, because when it happens, you're surprised and quite frankly scared. But as I've thought about it over the years, I guess it's possible that there was 2 different things, because there's 2 different sounds. So, but definitely, these stories, it's been told over and over that, that's how they were created, and they did damage. They had to be fierce and big to battle each other. Of course, there's humans in between too. So the shaman, which, like I said, we call them, when they're evil, they're bruja, and for them to be destroyed, because they have their abilities too. So,
Yeah.
Not all legends are true, and not all legends are not true.
Donna, I'm sure
They're
you
in-
heard Martin Grove's story. Have you heard his whole story about his attack?
No, I didn't hear all of it.
Okay. In his attack, he says that, as he was walking in towards his campsite, that he there was instances that where things were thrown at him, rocks were thrown at him. And he says that he heard a metallic sound. He said, like something metallic, like rubbing a piece of steel or something like that, and he goes on to discuss about when they were there in the campsite, and his partner, which he called Harry, wasn't his name, but that's what he called him in the thing. He says his partner had a something happen, an encounter down in a cornfield, and something had threw a corn cob at him with a force that a human couldn't have done. A human couldn't have threw it with that kind of force, and kind of like a cruise missile coming at him.
Right.
But and as they're in that campsite, they pick up on this character. They see something up by this tree, and he speaks out. And he tells them, "Hey, he says, you up there watching us, you need to make yourself known," and all this stuff. And he says, and that they get, it gets more nervous. And he tells him, he says, this is the deputy sheriff, show yourself. And he says that this thing started coming in on him. Then that's when he realized that it was a dog type creature, and he actually pulled his gun. And he had his service revolver on him. He pulled his gun, and he actually fired a round at this dog man. And as he was firing his round, his buddy that was with him let off a round too. But his buddy had shot something that was in the weeds behind them.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess when he pulled the trigger on the pistol, his buddy must have just went ahead and was aiming at whatever was in the woods there and pulled the trigger too. Now, we went in there. We were in that area. And, you could see what he's explaining about, how the area was. There's an area there now. It's all grew up, but you could tell it was a field at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So that was most likely that cornfield that his partner had been, they were in there turkey hunting. So this was in the spring. And so he says, as all that was going down, they decided to run and go to the truck. And he says, and his buddy jumped in the driver's seat. And he says he jumped up into the back of the truck. and his buddy's fighting to try to get the truck to start. And he's like, so the truck started, and his buddy turned on the headlights. Well, as the headlights came on, he says, out in the field in front of the truck were 2 Sasquatch standing there.
Yeah.
So and he still I've never heard him talk about what his true theory was on the Sasquatch standing there. Was the Sasquatch warning him? Was that what was throwing rocks at him when he was on the way back to camp? Was those Sasquatch there? Was those Sasquatch there to stop the dogmen, or were they there commanding the dogman?
Well, that's kind of a slippery slope there, because with the rock throwing, that's not a dog man throwing rocks.
No.
They don't do that. The watchers throws the rocks. They'll throw pebbles, they'll throw acorns, if they're throwing something big, then that's definitely a warning.
But we
It's
done
like-
had something thrown at us. So-
Well, I'm having here ever since back in like late August is when I started, the one was looking in the window at my granddaughter, and he throws. Now, if she's been in the house and spent the night or whatever, he watches for her. He does. He comes back, and if he will get mad and he will throw. I've had big, not huge rocks that I get the back of the house gets hit. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know if it was on the show with you when it got hit the other night.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I was doing a show with it's the Cryptic Women's Society, and boom, and she's like, "What was that?" And I was like, "My house just got hit." But it's like he wants that attention. He wants to see her, which is kind of scary. I mean, she's 8, but if I think back to how old I was when mine appeared to be with me, it's the same thing. It's just that I have my dad, so I had a little more. Addie's a little harder to deal with because she is autistic. She's high functioning, but still, she wasn't raised the way I was raised in the woods or anything like that. She doesn't have that ability.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. So
Your dad introduced you. Well, you were with your dad when you're 6 years old when you seen your watcher and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do
I
you-
think it was, he did it on
on
purpose.
letting Hattie be introduced to her watcher.
I talked to her. Actually, she was just in here, and I talked to her about it. And because she was scared, it scared her really bad. She wouldn't even spend the night in my house. Just over the last couple of weeks, that she actually spent the night with me again. And of course, I have to cover the window. Like I said, my house, I like my windows. I like seeing the woods. I don't cover my windows because I'm in the woods and ain't nobody supposed to be around my house anyway. And if they are, I quickly detour them, get the heck away. I don't want, this is my property. Get off, But she's coming around a little bit more, but I'm still very cautious because they're unpredictable. Because you got to think about, she's an 8-year-old. Basically, this huge thing is probably about this, age-wise, probably the same, except he's big, huge, But it's like you heard of imprinting, right? The imprint on you.
I know what that is.
So that's they're part of you, and you're part of them. So you sense them. I feel them. I feel their emotions. It's like when I'm out in the woods with a group, I can feel the agitation coming on. When they've made them mad and they're getting angry, I feel that. And I know and then I'll step forward. And once I step forward, I can communicate that, I have that ability because I've been doing this. I'm old, I'm getting older, but I've been doing this my whole life. So I have that ability to feel them, and then they feel me. When I'm calm and I hum, I will hum, or I'll do this little song. Sometimes it's just in my head, sometimes it's out loud, but then they'll sway. You'll see them, because I sway. I'll start moving, and then they will. So we communicate that way, and they'll calm down. That's the reason there's no rocks getting thrown anymore. But with Addie, because she is scared and she gets afraid. Your fear feeds them.
Mm-hmm.
They feel that fear, they get that fear, and they're unpredictable. So I'm not sure how I'm handling it the best I can. That's going to be harder. I don't want her to be afraid, but I also don't want her to be harmed.
Right.
And some things, some things can happen, not because they mean to, but because you never run. If you run, you become prey. That's
Yeah.
just the way it is. If I am in a situation where I fear, I've been taught, to control my fear. But if I'm in a situation where that's unpredictable, I'll sink to my knees. I drop my head. I do complete submission because I have no chance. If they wanted to harm me, I have no chance. That's just the way it is. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, as far as a gun, you better have an elephant rifle because I have that 303. I have a British Enfield 303, and I have armor piercer. But even if I got a shot into one of them, it probably wouldn't do a whole lot of harm.
Yeah.
They're different. And when you see, it's like I told you about the hair. When the hair is wet, I can take a picture of that hair when it's wet. Now, when that hair dries, you can't get a picture of it. When they're standing in the woods looking at you,
Yeah.
they can be standing right there. They turn, they're still there. You don't see them. They
Yeah.
have the ability to do that shimmer, and it's not that they're not there. So they do. It's not like, I don't think, as far as portals and stuff, like, it doesn't mean they're not there. It's just like a chameleon, a snake in the grass, a green snake in the grass. You can walk over top of it and you won't see it
Mm-hmm.
because it simply becomes the grass. The chameleons in the leaves, it's there. You don't see it.
And
Yeah.
if people don't believe that they're dangerous, I want you to look at the size of this
yeah.
thing.
That's what I said. It's not, even young ones. Young ones are very strong.
We'd be taken
and,
out.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
very unpredictable. The younger they are, the more unpredictable they are because they
And-
haven't been taught, to.
That Sasquatch there on the screen, that thing is not standing up.
Mm-mm.
It is sitting
No.
just like this gorilla right here is sitting.
Yeah.
It's sitting there
Which
and it's
allows
watching. And so, I mean, these things are huge. You look at those railroad tracks, and everybody, I'm sure everybody here's been around a set of railroad tracks. The width and that thing is 4. If you count, there's 4 railroad ties
Mm-hmm.
right there. With the spacing and everything wide. It's 4 foot. It's been estimated to be 4 foot 2 inches wide, and between 600 to 900 pounds. This
Gosh.
thing is freaking massive, and like she says, they're also unpredictable. They
Yeah.
may not harm you. They may rip your head off.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know which one has went rogue. You don't know what's setting them off. There's different things that sets them off. It's just like people. You got a nice neighbor on this side and a neighbor over here that eats a knife.
Mhm.
So you just don't know which one is going to be that day, or what's made them mad, or maybe they're having a bad day, whatever. But
Yeah, I'm trying to get something here. I want to. Oh, I don't have my. I don't have my other book here with me. I wanted to show you these, and Donnie, you need to send me a mailing address for you. Something where you can get Amazon packages.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they come up into your house or if
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But I'm going to send your granddaughter a set of these.
Oh,
sneak
thank
Sasquatch
you. I love those.
And they're really awesome little books. They really are. and they were written by a pretty awesome guy too. I mean,
Gee, I wonder who that could be.
yeah, I don't know that guy's name. I mean, but,
I hear he's quite famous. I'm here. He's quite famous.
yeah, and there's the back of them, and these books are every page has an illustration. Let's see. Let me turn to it here. Like every page has an illustration to it.
Mhm.
And,
I'm pretty sure one of my grandchildren has that one because I seen it and I just can't remember. I have a great grandson who's 4, and he's like, oh my gosh, genius level, I think.
well, this one just came out recently. This one here. This is the second book in the series, and I have a third written. And I have to get off my high horse and go ahead and get it illustrated so I can get it published. And then I also have a fourth one in the making. So they're going to be a series. And once I get them all written, I'm going to release a master bedtime tales book that's going to have all the stories in it and everything. Of course, it'll be a little bit more, but it'll be worth it. It'll have 10, 15 stories in it, most likely. But if y'all can, Tricia, if you can keep everybody talking there, I'm going to look up one of my stories here, and I want to read y'all a ghost story to end the show. I have to find it here.
I think Doug is bored with us.
Is that him sleeping in the back? Oh,
I thought I had him drinking a few more Modelo's over there a while ago. So,
has he started snoring yet?
Well, Doug had a 6-mile backpack adventure.
Oh my gosh!
Oh Lord!
Yeah, that would do it.
With about 40 pounds on his back, so he's pretty. He's pretty tired.
Oh, sounds like fun.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine James knows all about that.
I bet he does. But I will, since it's getting closer to time to end the show, I do want to say this because we're not gonna be on until. Well, I mean, we'll be on tomorrow, so I guess I could do it tomorrow. But I'll go ahead and do it tonight because I've got a feeling that tomorrow night's going to be very interesting with the guy that's coming on. But I do want to say Happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans, you, James, and to Doug. And thank you guys for your service. And you guys are not forgotten. And we see you. And we really do appreciate you guys. Every veteran.
Absolutely. You give so much. They all do.
They really do.
It's just
Well,
amazing.
we do at home too when they're not here.
Absolutely, that's true. I work with the veterans and what they have to go through, and now the older ones it's sad, that they have to. It is
very sad.
They deserve everybody's respect, and honestly, so much more than what they get.
Did you hear that?
Doug snore again.
Both of my kids are asleep, and something was just yelling in my house.
Ours are not. Or well, one kid and one cat.
Yeah. No,
Both my dogs are in the garage with me too, so I know it's not them. Did you find it?
Yeah, our kid is awake because she's gonna do a group chat because they believe November the 1st at midnight means they're gonna say Merry Christmas even though it's November the 1st. 12 years old. What is?
Yeah.
That was so weird. I've been having all kinds of weird things happening in my house.
Yeah.
All stuff happens in my house all the time, but I'm just like, chill out.
My German Shepherd.
I tell them to chill out.
My
More
German
times like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Sorry, go ahead. There's like a lag difference like in between us. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it was about 3 this morning. So it's normally 2 or 3. It's the witching hour, should I say?
Yep.
Well, and my dad can verify this. My youngest shepherd paces back and forth through my kitchen into like my workout area, and he'll run in and out of the dog door. But when he goes outside, he like hunkers down, has his eyes like this, and he's looking up at my grandparents' picture that I have that's facing the dog door. So the other day, before we went to the LBL, I'm like, let me just test this out. So I grabbed the EMF reader and I grabbed the Spirit Talker app on my phone, and I was asking some questions, and a lot of it came back that was relating to me, like I asked for. Like it said breaking wheel, and I just broke a wheel off my Jeep about a month ago. And then I asked it, I was like, okay, like, is this you, Grandma? Like, Grandma, are you here with me? And I got a response, and it said, yes, I'm here. I have it on my phone. I could pull it up right now and show you. And then it kept telling me avoid the area. It told me to avoid the area 3 times. And I didn't know what it meant, because I didn't know if it meant like that area of my house or an area in the LBL. So I didn't know what it meant. And it kept popping up some other things too. And I was asking questions. So I think it's my grandma here messing with me. And Grandma, I love you so much, but you just need to go on, find your peace, because it's creeping my kids out and apparently my dog.
So I got this story here. It's already 12:13, so it's after Halloween. But we're gonna leave this with a ghost story, okay? And this is a true story. It's just not just one that was told around a campfire tale. This has been told for generations, and it's a little history of West Virginia, okay?
Ooh,
And some of you may have heard about this story. It's famous. They wrote a song about it, and it is the legend of John Henry.
yeah.
And this is in my book, In the Shadows of These Mountains. And it goes like this. It says, Chapter 18, The Ghost of John Henry. Let me pull this microphone down here a little bit. Excuse me. They say he died with a hammer in his hand. John Henry wasn't just a legend in the New River Gorge. He was the backbone of it. A steel-driving man, strong enough to beat the machine, fast enough to make history, and human enough to die for it. The story begins in the 1870s during the construction of the Big Bend Tunnel near Talcott, West Virginia. The railroad was hungry, eating its way through rock, mountain, and man to stitch the country together with steel. But it was also the age of machines. Steam drills had begun replacing human labor, threatening to ease the very workers who built the rails. John Henry stood tall against the future. When the challenge came, a man against machine, he didn't hesitate. With two 20-pound hammers, he drove steel into the heart of the mountain faster than any mechanical piston. He beat the drill, but the victory cost him his life. They say he collapsed right there in the tunnel, chest heaving, heart bursting, hammer still clenched in his hand. His body was buried not far from the tracks, and for a while the mountain was quiet, but not for long. As the years passed, the legend of John Henry grew, not just a song, but a presence. Locals began to speak of strange sounds near the Big Bend Tunnel after dark. Rhythmic pounding like a hammer striking stone. Echoes in perfect time. No wind, no footsteps, just that steady knock, knock, knock. Rail workers passing through at night told of hearing a man's low humming, the kind of tune that keeps rhythm better than a clock. Some said they saw a figure standing at the tunnel's mouth, tall and wide-shouldered, holding something heavy in each hand. But when they got closer, there was nothing, just mist and stone. And yet the sound continued. Even now, visitors to the old tunnel near Talcott sometimes report the same strange occurrences. The sound of steel and stone, the feeling of not being alone. One man claimed his flashlight flickered off the moment he stepped into the shadow of the tunnel, only to come back on with a loud metallic clang echoing behind him. Another swore he saw a figure walk the tracks beside him, matching step for step, but disappearing when he turned his head. They say John Henry's ghost still walks the mountain, not out of anger, not out of sorrow, but because his work's not done, because somewhere deep in the rock, the mountain still remembers the shape of his labor and the sounds of his defiance. Some ghosts linger out of tragedy, others out of vengeance. But John Henry, he lingers because the land won't let go, because the sound of the hammer in the dark is how the mountain sings its memory. And if you're quiet, real quiet, standing by the old tunnel at dusk, you just might hear him singing. When John Henry was a little baby, sitting on his daddy's knee, he gave a long and lonesome cry, said the hammer be the death of me. He said the hammer will be the death of me. Well, the captain said John Henry, going to bring that steam drill around, going to take the steam drill out on the job, going to whoop that steel on down. John Henry told his captain, well, a man ain't nothing but a man. But before I let your steam drill beat me down, I'll die with a hammer in my hand. John Henry kept a hammering on the mountain. There was lightning in his eye. He drove so hard that he broke his heart and laid down his hammer and died. And laid down his hammer and died. They carried him off to the graveyard. They buried him in the sand. And people came from near and far to praise that steel driving man. And that's the legend of John Henry's ghost in Talcott, West Virginia. So that was the song that I read there at last. You know, I wasn't about to sing it. I don't have that voice tonight. But that's one of the stories in one of my books and everything. They're short, but they have a lot of meaning and they're true. That's the most important thing. They're true stories. But that's a good one. And I don't know if y'all have ever heard the legend of John Henry before.
Yeah,
I have.
I have. Yeah.
Wow.
But,
And I haven't even heard the song either, so.
Oh yeah, well YouTube it. It's a good song.
Oh yeah, it's great. Yeah.
I believe that if you go in those caves like that, I believe that light would flicker and stuff. I believe that.
There's a lot
It
of things
would
that
rain.
happen up in the mountains. I'm
looking forward. I'd like to do a West Virginia trip for sure.
Well, if you ever do, you try to add Talcott into your trip and see the Big Bend Tunnel. And in Hinton, West Virginia, there's a railroad museum. And in that railroad museum, there's a John Henry exhibit. And they're all hand-carved pieces of wood. And they're special to us because my wife's grandfather carved every one of those by hand. and they're all on display in that tunnel, in that museum, and it's a huge display, and all hand carved, and it's just part of West Virginia's heritage. The family could have took those pieces and kept them and put them on a whatnot shelf or something like that, and split them up in the family, but they all decided to keep them together and let that museum keep them there for free, and as a part of West Virginia's heritage, because John Henry played a big part of West Virginia, driving those rails, and so they could build those tunnels and stuff like that to get coal in and out of West Virginia, and that fed our families for many generations. So we have Michael Myers in the house.
Ooh.
I just have to celebrate my favorite boogeyman. So, here he is.
Interesting fact. You know where they got that mask from for the original movie, right?
Yes, I do.
It is a William Shatner mask from Star Trek.
Mhm.
Yes, it is.
I seen William Shatner posted about that today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen him post about that today.
He's what, 90 years old?
He's on up there.
Yeah, he's way up there now.
This is my favorite boogeyman. I just sleeps on a pillow
One
beside.
of the few.
I have
I would-
three of those movies are my favorite. Part 2, H2O, and not the last one. The last one was kind of cheesy, but the one where they did the remake of the Halloween and
Yeah, the reboot in 2018.
yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't like the new ones because they go off a storyline. Like, it's just I know a lot about Michael Myers. I've like studied Michael Myers, and it's not even a real thing, but I've studied him because I'm
William
obsessed with.
Shatner is 94.
Well, I said 96, so I was off by 2 years.
I kid you not, you could come to my house, go through my closet, and every shirt except for 3 is Michael Myers. No joke.
What I always thought was odd in the old movies was, I think it's the third one maybe, was the Season of the Witch or something. It wasn't Michael Myers. They was doing something on the TV.
Yeah. It's
That
got the
was not
masks, the Curse of the Masks.
Yeah, that was not a good one in the storyline.
I like the original Part 2.
It needs to have Michael Myers in it, chasing people and
So, hey,
killing them.
Tricia, I hate to cut you off, but you remember I told you I ordered some signs?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember what I told you I was going to do with them?
You got them. You should. How many did you get?
Sasquatch.
Whole big envelope full of them.
You should mail me one and let me put it in Jones Creek.
And then I got these too.
Believe in yourself even when no one else does. Sasquatch.
But I intend on hanging these up when I go in places for to look around and stuff. I plan on hanging some of these on some trees.
I need one of those for the end of my cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should mail me one. Let me put it down in Jones Creek or take it up to the attack site.
Yeah. I want to make sure I put them right on hiking trails for people. I mean, it's a warning. It's a warning.
I have a sign on the side of my cabin. My son put it up there. It says, "Warning: property protected by crazy old woman with gun and a dog." And it's got this. It's like, "Hey, Mom, look, this is you."
Hey, I was talking about those carvings, and I actually forgot that I have a video here. Let me play it real quick. It's not very long, and I know y'all probably tired of watching videos, but
My grandpa
This is my wife's grandfather.
Oh my gosh.
Jim. And Hinton. And I think the two departments
No.
have several different ways to realize them. That's where it's down there in the different parts, different articles that were written about it. The various papers and stuff. Put that on again.
That is so neat. I don't know how nobody does that.
All of the stuff that goes around, there's no nails in this anywhere. It's all put together with wooden pins and tags. Hand carved.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
That is
Dark pieces are made of walnut, and they're supposed to be the black people. The medium colored pieces, which there's none right here, but I'll get to them in a minute, are supposed to be the Oriental people, and the light colored those are made of cherry, and the light colored pieces are made of ash, and are supposed to be the white people. And everybody has a specific job. This guy here should be up there somewhere, been in the rail in this place. They've got wagons and mules. Here's a surveyor. Wagon in the background. That's not only a little darker than the weather. And city. And two linemen. Doing surveying. A mule and a blacksmith. And the guy with a wheelbarrow. Different colors sheep dye. I told you what to stop saying sorry. Yeah, back in the back, yes, he did. He's got a sharp one. This guy's telling you what's that? What are you talking about? There's a guy taking a nap. There's a cook. Some kind of bird. Not a chicken. I think it's next to long bit chicken. It's one of them Jurassic chicken. And there's a guy with a wheelbarrow full of rocks. The guy in the back setting a telephone pole. The man with the shovel. Yeah, over there. Hot pressure. I think the whole thing. Wait, yeah, shaded. Galena on the show. Another man with a wheelbarrow. There's the drop off. Yeah, you get the little cigar. And we got somebody there taking notes. And we got Jack Aaron bucket. All his buckets of cars.
You just think this man carved every one of these pieces by hand.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing work. It's
That's pretty impressive. I don't have any artistic talent at all.
our doctor does.
Yeah, with Wilbur, he's not just Wilbur out. These two guys are picking up a railroad tie. In the back of the guy climbing the telephone pole. He's got jobs with stick, hammer,
Cameron
and the guy back in the back with some kind of hose. There's the gentleman here. That's setting the rail. The guy along the side back there.
You're getting ready to see the big piece.
It out. So they the right front rear apart to the railroad. Doesn't get off the track. That guy here. It's the whole can and the railroad spot. Got a seats on car. I just see those back in the back carrying the railroad. This guy putting spikes in. These guys are moving rail, working on the rail. This guy right here, I can see it in the box, there's a spike in his hand. He's putting the spikes in. This fellow here is doing the same thing. Over on the other side, he's putting spikes in. Yeah, up in the telephone pole.
Wow.
We got a phone line comes down to this fellow over here. He's got the cable and the wire. We set all the rails. And then we get to the big dog. Here is the train. Really, it's all hand carved.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That just blew my mind.
There's no nails. All these details that you see inside the car, you can see the controls. You look up in there. There's the furnace, steam furnace. You got all these gentlemen here. So I'm a little crazy for this one. All these gentlemen here doing their job. You have this chain that goes along the side of it. It's all hand carved. You got wood and the box up in there. That goes to the steam furnace. Great Bend Tunnel, being up the road. Built by Charles J. Fernady, financed by Francis Fernady, approved by Charles F. Linady. This is mine for Charlie. Francis was my mom's mom, and Charlie was my mom's dad. We got a guy here who's going to blow something up. So here's some dynamite. This guy's got tamper block. Back in the back, you got a little steam engine. Got a guy back there in the back with a jackhammer. Here he is, the man, John Henry. This is him, that's the man that the fight. You know, he's taller than everybody else. He's a big dude.
Wow.
Set up. Great Bend Tunnel. This whole thing stretches all the way.
He just walked all the way down it.
It's amazing.
Wow.
It's very impressive. We'll stop it right there. But that was only about half of the video.
We've kind of neglected our chat, but Matt says the original Michael Myers. Yes, that was the original Michael Myers mask. Not the actual original Michael Myers himself, but the original Michael Myers mask.
Yeah, that's the original one. There's been several different variants of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything.
yeah, especially in the newer movies.
Yeah, I didn't see the chat because I had it up full screen there, so I wasn't paying attention. I apologize, Matt. But yeah, so there you go. You seen the carvings. You heard the story about John Henry and how his spirit still lingers there at the Big Bend Tunnel and everything. And if you ever get a chance, go up to Talcott and check all that out, and down to the museum in Hinton, West Virginia, and see a piece of my wife's family. You know, my wife's grandfather's life's work is still there, and that's a big thing. You know, they tried to sell that stuff to the museum, and they couldn't afford it. It was appraised over $2 million for that collection, and they've been trying to get it in the Smithsonian Museum. So I don't know. But y'all guys' thoughts on it? Anything? got anything you want to add to tonight's tale?
Well, it's been an amazing show, and that is totally a wonderful collection. The workmanship? I mean, oh my gosh, that is amazingly.
Yeah. And you know what gets you is that, you know, he says in there that there was no nails used in any of that. No nails. It was all put together with little hand carved wooden pegs
Yeah,
that hold it all together.
that
And
Dad carved. He did all of our axe handles or whatever. He made those himself, and the single trees for for the harness and all that. And it's watching it somebody carve, but to be so meticulous to make those teeny tiny little figures. Can you imagine how long that would take and how just
well, you seen on that rail car there was a chain that goes through there.
yeah.
That chain moves
Oh
and
my
everything. So he had to hand carve those links for that chain, and that's all one piece of wood. That's not links carved and put
Right.
together. That's all one piece of wood. And my mother-in-law has a big chain that hangs on the wall, huge chain, and the links are huge. The links are bigger than that vape on each one of them, and it just hangs on the wall that he hand carved and stuff. And he did some other carvings too that pretty impressive, but I ain't gonna show those on here. He's got some Beckett lemon ones he carved and all that stuff that are pretty atomically correct. So, but
Gotta be face up for anatomically correct. Palms out. Face up.
but also on the other side of things, he carved some Jesus statues and stuff that are amazing. Jesus praying in the garden and stuff like that, and it was impressive work. And that just goes to show you what some of the old timers in the Appalachian Mountains what they could do.
Oh, I've seen working with the elderly and stuff, and you see this and you just think, there's one gentleman that made houses out of creek rock, and the whole outside is so beautiful and inside is cedar, but it is laid together. There's still a couple of them around, and these are like 200 years old. And I'm thinking, can you imagine how hard that would be to get all that and work that? Oh my God, it's beautiful. The workmanship, and just their talent is amazing.
Shit, it skipped my mind there. Yeah, that stuff, just I've seen a lot of people, some of the old timers do some amazing things. But I have to say that I haven't seen many of this new age children to do anything that really impresses me like that. There's very few of them.
It's sad.
What's that, Trish?
I said challenge accepted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now.
Well,
Okay.
at that, go ahead.
I was gonna say our daughter, she's didn't get it from me. I can't even draw a straight line with a ruler. She's very artistic, and she's 12 years old, gonna be 13. She does, goes outside a lot, but she also does a lot of sewing and crochet, and that's very rare. We don't even have a gaming system in our house.
Yeah.
So
I wish I could say that. There's one in about every room. And I thought I was doing something nice for them, and I ruined them. But hey, guys, till tomorrow. Well, tonight now. I'll see y'all tonight at 9:00.
All right.
And we're going to have the Vogel brothers, and it's going to be an interesting show. So make sure that you tune in. And like I said, this show wasn't even planned tonight, but it was Halloween after all, and I figured that we'd throw something out there for Halloween. But I guess we'll see y'all guys a little bit later tonight. Y'all hang out in the green room, and I'll see y'all here in about 4 minutes.
On strings, thunder rumbles, monsters awaken when the silence breaks. shadow whispers in the darkest lakes. LBL's calling from the forest deep. We don't run, we lose no sleep. Footprints vanish in the midnight fog. Something moves beyond the cypress log. Infrared lock, camera set, heartbeats echo. We're not done yet. It's more than myth, it's breathing proof. Claws on bark and shattered roof. Growls beneath the forest floor. We're not alone anymore. Monsters unleashed. We chase the unknown into the dark where secrets have grown. LVO monsters, show your face. We hunt the truth, we don't give chase. Three red eyes in the motion trap. Bones arranged in a perfect map. Screams at dawn from the eastern trees. Static buzz in the broken breeze. Legends breathe in the woods we roam. We carry the fear like a weighty tome. Voices whispering in body despair. Dead adventure, do you really dare? Monsters unleashed. We chase the unknown into the dark where secrets have grown. LVL monsters, show your face. We hunt the truth, we don't give chase. Crimson trails lead us through the night. Dancing shadows, a primal fight. Footsteps echo with forgotten pain. As the forest calls, we break the chain. Eyes like lanterns glowing and fierce. Myths become real and legends pierce. With every heartbeat the tension grows. In the heart of darkness the monsters show. Monsters unleashed. We chase the unknown into the dark where secrets have grown. LVL monsters, show your face. We hunt the truth, we don't give chase. The night is alive, the whispers ignite. We'll face the creatures that haunt the night. Together we stand, no fear to embrace. With courage ablaze, we'll hold our place. Monster of LPL, we're ready for war. In the silence, we find we're looking for. Monsters are